Happy Wednesday, New Beginnings Church, and thank you for joining me for our Wednesday devotionals. Every once in a while, you'll stumble upon a passage in the Bible that really challenges the way that you look at life and maybe the way that you look at God, and I have one for us here today. If you're like me, problems often come into your life and they introduce a whole bunch of drama, and you start wondering, God, where are you in the midst of this? It was my dad when I was young who said that life is all about learning how to handle the 3 Ps. Pain, problems, and people. And often it's people that create problems that bring pain into our life. It was John Adams who so cleverly said that every problem is an opportunity. And I have an amazing passage here that shows us a problem that turns into one of the greatest opportunities. In Acts 6, it begins with this. It said, "Now in those days when the disciples were increasing in number, a complaint by the Hellenists, who are the Greeks, rose against the Hebrews because their widows were being neglected in the daily distribution." Well, hold up. What happened to the church in Acts 2 that had everything in common and sharing? And now here we see that there's this problem. People are being overlooked in the daily distribution of bread and food. How can this be? Well, this problem created a conflict that ultimately turned into opportunities. And I saw 3 opportunities that this passage teaches us that problems present. And the first one is this. It's an opportunity for us to grow closer to God. Twice in this passage, if you read on, it says that they prayed. The disciples first said that they will not neglect their responsibility to pray. And then second, they pray over the people who they assign to solve this problem. When a problem enters into our life, this is a great opportunity for us to pray and draw closer to God. The second thing is this. It's an opportunity for purpose. Now, when I was working in electrical, I learned a very important lesson. That is that nobody calls an electrician happy. In fact, it's one of the most frustrating days of your life. But I saw a new purpose in my life. I had the opportunity to be a problem solver. Whenever somebody would call, it would be my personal joy and honor to partner with them and help them come up with the best solution. Because every problem wasn't really a problem, it was an opportunity for me to use my God-given purpose to solve a problem. And the third thing is this. It's an opportunity for praise. At the end of this entire passage, we see that not only are the Greek widows taken care of, it says that many people become followers of Jesus because of this, and it was God who got all of the glory. So what problem am I facing today? What problem are you facing? There's an opportunity for God to be the one who gets all of the praise. One of the reasons why I love this story so much is because it intersects 2 of the most iconic people of the early church. A man named Stephen, who's the problem solver, and another man, it says a younger man named Saul. In fact, Stephen would eventually be murdered by this man, Saul. It says that they laid their cloaks at Saul's feet and that Saul approved of the murder. But later what we see happens is that young man named Saul, he later has an encounter with Jesus where he converts to becoming a follower of Jesus. He gets a new name, and his new name is Paul. The very same Paul who was the biggest opponent of the church becomes the greatest proponent of the church. The same man who was persecuting and murdering is now writing the majority of the letters that we have in the New Testament. You see, what started as Greek widows being overlooked and a problem ended up being one of the greatest opportunities of the church, where Paul became a follower of Jesus. He ends up in Rome, and he begins telling Caesar, in the capital of the known world, all about this Jesus that had changed his life. The reality is that every problem is really just an opportunity. Well, church, I hope this encouraged you on your walk today. Thank you for joining us, and God bless you.